Welcome to the section on search engine optimization. Now, throughout the course so far, we've spoken a pretty good deal about using keywords, and now finally we're going to define exactly what keywords are and how you can do some research to find out what are the best keywords to be targeting for your particular target market and your product and service. So again, keywords are what people type into a Google search or a Bing search, whatever search engine they happen to be using. It's what people type in to find what it is they're looking for. So if we take again our pest control example that we've been using throughout the course, somebody might be searching for something like this: how to deal with bed bugs in Toronto. And as soon as we hit enter, this whole phrase is processed by Google, and they're processed in a very special way. So it's not processed as an entire phrase. They're processed kind of a little bit at a time, right? And we can see that that Google has figured out that bed bugs, has highlighted that. It's highlighted the various different keywords that I use. So deal with bed bugs, bed bugs are highlighted. So if I scroll down, Google has figured out what it is that I'm searching for based on these keywords. Okay, and it does some very complex, what's called parsing of the text to try and figure out what it is exactly that I want. Now, there are some fancier ways to do keyword searches, but most people don't know how to do those things, so we're not even going to go into those right now. What matters is what people type into Google to find what it is that they want. Now, you need to put yourself in the mindset of a customer who is going to be searching for the products and services that you offer. Because the better that you can target your pages and have the content match what people are searching for, the more likely it is that you're going to be found. That makes sense? Now, you want to make sure that again, that you're being found for these specific keywords that people are typing in. The question is, you can't always be a mind reader to figure out what people are typing in. You can do some guessing, and you have a lot of experience because people are coming into your business and you're in that industry. So you kind of have an idea what people are searching for, but we don't really know what the volume of those searches are until we do a bit of research. And that's what we're going to do right now. There's a tool called the Google Keyword Planner that will help us to figure out exactly what people are searching for and what volume of searches there are so that we can decide which ones we want to try targeting. It'll also tell us if there's a really high competition. So if there's 3 million other companies trying to target the keyword pest control, maybe that's not the best thing to go after. We might want to go after something a little more specific and narrow the niche down so that we can have kind of control over a certain search that people are doing. So the first thing we'll need to do is to sign into the Google Keyword Planner that is located inside the Google AdWords tool, as if you are planning a paid advertising. Now, we're going to talk about paid advertising later on in the course. But right now, we're going to sign up for an account, and it doesn't cost anything at this moment. We just want access to the tool. The way to do that is to go in your browser to adwords.google.com, and it's going to ask you here to sign in with your Google account. Now, if you already have a Google account, like if you're using Gmail or anything like that, then you can just go ahead and add AdWords to the services that you have with Google. If you don't have AdWords and you've never used it before, just click on this Sign Up Now button, and it'll just take you a moment or two to get in. For now, I'm just going to sign in to my AdWords account. What we want to do is get to the Keyword Planner. So under the Tools and Analysis menu, if you go to Keyword Planner, this is where we want to be. All right, and the first thing we're going to want to do is search for a keyword and ad group ideas. So again, using our pest control example, we're going to type in here 1 or 2 or 3 of the searches that we think a typical client might be searching for your target audience. All right, so let's type in a few key things that people might be searching for, such as Toronto pest control. So people might be searching for how to deal with bed bugs, maybe how to get rid of bed bugs, maybe pest control for hotels. They may include the word Toronto in there, they may not. Most likely people don't do that. But the way that we filter the results down for the area that we want is down in this targeting section. You'll want to click on the pencil here and just search for the city that you're in. And in my case, that's already defaulted, but it's easy enough to just type in, okay, the city that you're looking for. Google figures out what search you're looking for, and then you just add that city to your search. And what it will do is it will filter all of the results that we're about to see based on that locale. You can also change the language and the network and various other things, but for now we're going to keep it pretty simple. When you're ready, click Get Ideas. And what Google is going to do at this point is it's going to give us a whole bunch of ad group ideas, but what we're particularly interested in at this moment is keywords, not ad group ideas. So we're going to go over to the Keyword Ideas tab. Again, the ad groups and so forth, that'll make more sense once we get into the actual pay-per-click advertising. For now, we'll go over to the Keyword Ideas, and this shows us for the search terms that we entered, what are the average monthly searches. Again, that's filtered based on the city that you entered. In my case, it's for Toronto. So people are searching for the keyword Toronto pest control about 210 times per month, and it's high competition. When it says high competition, that means there's a lot of other people that are trying to optimize for that keyword. A lot of other people that are using that keyword on their web pages as well. And in this particular case, there's a lot of people that are advertising with that keyword also. But you can bet if people are advertising with this keyword, they're also using it as a optimization keyword for search engine optimization. Okay, as we go down, the ideal that you're looking for is a high number of average monthly searches with a medium to low competition, because those are kind of the low-hanging fruit that will be easier to get. Now in this case, pest control for hotels in the Toronto area is getting only 10 searches per month, and it's low competition. Those 10 searches per month, again, not very high volume, but that might be okay. You know, if they're gigantic hotel chain managers that are searching for it, then even 10 per month might be something that's worth going after. You'll need to make some judgment calls about that based on your industry and what you think your target audience is going to be searching for. But obviously, the higher number of searches, the more likely that our page is going to be served up in the Google results. Now, this first group of lists here is only the keywords that we searched for. However, Google is pretty smart, and it tries to figure out some other ideas that are related to what you had entered. So if I scroll down, all of a sudden I'm going to start to see some other ideas that I didn't search for, but Google knows that are related. So bedbug bites, bedbug exterminator Toronto. What I can do is I can click on these column headers to sort by them. So maybe we want to see what is the most searched items. So bedbugs itself, people searching for bedbugs in the Toronto area. That's getting a pretty good number of searches, 6,600 per month. Again, that's high competition. But that doesn't necessarily indicate to me, if people are just typing that into Google, that's not necessarily from my target audience, right? That could be anybody in their home. That's not necessarily my hotel owners that I want to attack. Now, if you can search by competition, I'm going to do a reverse search by competition. Again, the low competition ones usually have fairly low results because we're not the only people using this tool, and people are trying to also do search engine optimization for these various keywords. So in our case, there are 723 ideas that Google has given us, so it may take a while to scroll through every single one and find what is the right balance of the number of average searches and the competition. But, we get certain things like cockroach extermination. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean hotels for me. So what you want to do is just scroll through these various different keyword ideas and try to find some that you think are going to make sense for your target audience and are going to match kind of the average number of searches that make sense for you. And just make note of those, because we're going to use those in the next steps in search engine optimization. For now, we can ignore the average cost per click because the rest of these columns are particular for advertising. What we're interested right now is just the keyword idea itself. So find a list of, I would say, let's start with 4 or 5 keywords. And in this case, this whole term is a keyword. So let's just assume that we're going to start with this list, even though these bottom 2 have only 10 per month, really not that much. And in our case, these are really not ideal because how to get rid of bed bugs, again, could be being searched for by anybody, not necessarily just a hotel owner. So we would want to hone it a little bit more so that it sounds like something that a hotel or motel owner would be searching for. Again, you want to keep in mind it's your target audience that you're trying to get into the head of. Once you have your target keywords that you want to work with, then you're ready to move on to the next step in search engine optimization.